Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of The Lovebirds. The Lovebirds is a 2020 comedy that follows a couple who unfortunately hits a man with their car when they're on the way to a friend's party. But even more troublesome, find themselves caught up in a more complicated crime ring when their car is hijacked to finish the guy off. Thus, they must take matters upon themselves to find this killer and clear their names. So Lovebirds was initially meant to have an April theatric release, but was sold off to Netflix thanks to the pandemic. And this was one that definitely had promise. There were some fun moments, some chuckles in that trailer. I really, really enjoy Issa Rae as a person. I think Kumail Nanjiani is also a wonderful person. But I always go into mainstream comedies, well, really any comedies, honestly, with a whole lot of skepticism. And ultimately, well, I think Netflix was the right place for The Lovebirds. It was okay. So let's go ahead and discuss the positives. Well, to both a positive and a negative, which we'll touch upon a little bit later, the film leans into its stars and their brands and their style of comedy. Both Kumail and Issa have a pretty similar style of comedy, honestly. And you can see that they really vibe off of each other. They gel well as a comedic duo. And that kind of chemistry as a partnership is a big saving grace when you have two main characters that are likable, that you just kind of enjoy generally. It goes a long way in helping the rest of the film. I also think the concept is really fun and makes for an interesting tale. We get into a lot of really crazy situations, but again, it kind of plays into the fact that this film doesn't take itself so seriously. It knows what it is and it aims to deliver, and it more or less does so. There are a lot of comedic set pieces in here. A couple of them got some chuckles from me, but comedy is just so subjective. I do think some of these bigger set pieces are going to ring with a larger audience. So then, what didn't work so well for me when it came to The Lovebirds? Well, I am going to circle back to Kumail Nanjiani and Issa Rae and their comedic styles. It was just so awkward. Like, it was a little bit painfully awkward many times throughout this film where you were just like, what in the world? It got to the point of awkward where it was just stupid. And you're like, these people are kind of idiots. Like, I don't understand. It went past like nervous, I'm spilling my guts, to just like incessantly doing it. One of the characters in the film just like straight up called him annoying. They kind of are, because they're just too much. It's too awkward and it's all the same with that. And if I'm being honest, I really enjoy Kumail Nanjiani specifically as a person, and I think he's a great human being and he's really charming and his stand up works. But as a movie star and as a comedic lead, it just has been mostly a miss for me. I don't think his comedic style is strong enough or has presence enough to really lead a film from what I've experienced so far. And then when you add Issa Rae, who is less awkward but still heavily plays into that awkwardness in her comedic tones, then it was just a little bit overkill. And while the plot is outrageous and over the top, I didn't mind that. What I minded was just the tropes that we fell into. When it came to villain tropes, just monologuing, when it came to deductive reasoning tropes, when it came to conveniences, all of the tropes were here. And then we get to the romantic part of the story, and it just didn't work for me. What a shocker, I know. But I have to be honest, that opening sequence, if I wasn't reviewing the film, I might have turned it off. I thought it was just, ugh, I hated it. It was so cheesy and so blah to me. And then even that next scene right after that, before we get into the meat of the story, seemed to just go on too long. It was a long, long joke that kind of overstayed its welcome. That was fun, had funny moments in it. It's like, okay, we get it. But then the romance itself just is a big cliche. You know exactly where these two characters are going to end up by the end. We're taking on this journey in which it's inconsequential because and they shove those clues and those foreshadowings in your face. I mean, there is no subtlety. There's a lot of like cheesy, corny jokes, but I guess that comes along with this super awkward comedy. So overall, The Lovebirds is fine. I think it is at least on par with the good Netflix comedies that we've received, if we've received them. And in honesty, for a Netflix film and for a Netflix comedy, this is pretty high up on the quality standard. I certainly didn't laugh as much as I had hoped and kind of found myself wandering off, wanting to escape the incessant, overbearing, awkward cheesiness of it. But it's certainly an enjoyable enough time. It's under an hour and a half long. So even if you're not digging it, one, it's on Netflix, so you could just turn it off. But two, pretty quick watch, so it will be over soon. If you're looking for a new comedy to watch during this quarantine time, I definitely think you can do worse than The Lovebirds. So if you already have the subscription, might as well give it a watch. So that is my review of The Lovebirds. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see The Lovebirds, or have you already seen it? If you have, let me know your thoughts either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!